A Journey to the Enchanted Forest. Long ago, in a small village surrounded by mountains, there lived a boy named Arjun. He was known for his curiosity and love for adventure. Arjun had read stories about the Enchanted Forest, a magical place hidden deep within the mountains. The forest was said to be full of wonders, trees that glowed in the dark, rivers that sparkled like diamonds, and animals that could talk. Most villagers were too afraid to enter the forest because they believed it was cursed. But Arjun was different. He wasn't afraid of the stories. In fact, he was fascinated by them. One day, he decided to explore the forest and discover the truth for himself. The journey begins. Arjun packed a small bag with food, a water bottle, and his favorite journal. Early in the morning, as the first rays of sunlight lit up the sky, he began his journey. The path to the forest was steep and covered with rocks. But Arjun didn't give up. After hours of walking, he reached the edge of the forest. The moment he stepped inside, he felt a cool breeze, and the air smelled sweet, like flowers after rain. The trees were enormous, their branches stretching out like arms to welcome him. Birds with bright feathers chirped melodious tunes, and butterflies of every color fluttered around him. The Talking Squirrel. As Arjun walked deeper into the forest, he heard a tiny voice calling, "Hey, you there!" Startled, he looked around but saw no one. Then he noticed a small squirrel standing on a branch, waving at him. "Are you talking to me?" Arjun asked in disbelief. "Yes, of course. Who else is here?" The squirrel replied, crossing its tiny arms. Arjun couldn't believe his ears. A talking squirrel? This was something straight out of a fairy tale. "I've never met a talking animal before," Arjun said, still amazed. The squirrel chuckled. "Well, welcome to the Enchanted Forest. Here, everything is different. But beware, not everything is as friendly as me." The Magical River. The squirrel offered to guide Arjun through the forest. As they walked together, the squirrel told him about the magical places in the forest. Soon they arrived at a river. The water sparkled like diamonds, and Arjun could see fish swimming happily beneath the surface. "This is the river of reflection," the squirrel said. "Look into the water, and it will show you something important about yourself." Curious, Arjun leaned over and stared into the water. At first, he saw his own reflection. But then, the image changed. He saw himself helping a group of villagers who were struggling to carry water during a drought. "What does this mean?" Arjun asked. The squirrel smiled. "The river shows your true potential. It tells you what you can become if you follow your heart." California. The Challenge of the Wise Owl. As they continued their journey, they met an owl sitting on a tree. The owl had golden feathers and piercing eyes that seemed to look right into Arjun's soul. "To pass through this part of the forest, you must solve my riddle," the owl said. Arjun nodded, ready for the challenge. The owl recited, "I am not alive, but I grow. I don't have lungs, but I need air. What am I?" Arjun thought hard. He closed his eyes and replayed the riddle in his mind. Suddenly, he smiled and said, "The answer is fire." The owl clapped its wings. "Well done, young one. You may pass." The Heart of the Forest. After many adventures, Arjun and the squirrel reached the heart of the forest. Here the trees glowed with golden light, and flowers bloomed in every color imaginable. At the center was a crystal fountain, and beside it stood a majestic deer with antlers that sparkled like stars. "Welcome, Arjun," the deer said in a deep, soothing voice. "You have shown courage, kindness, and wisdom. The forest blesses you." The deer touched Arjun's forehead with its antlers, and he felt a warm glow spread through his body. Suddenly, he understood the language of the forest. He could hear the whispers of the trees, the songs of the rivers, and the laughter of the animals. Returning home. Arjun spent a few more hours exploring the forest, but he knew he had to return home. The squirrel guided him back to the edge of the forest. "Thank you for your help.